Thanks for coming back and listening to another Stay Woke podcast. We appreciate you coming back and listening to us one more time. So today we have D-Ray Brinson, which is me, of course, and then we got my boy producer back again for another time.
Ooh, a three-peat. We out here.
Getting it in. Let's go. William West, the producer slash
Thank you.
co-host right now. You know what I'm saying? Getting in. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you hopping on here with me.
Cheers.
And,
Red Cup boys.
Red Cup boys all day.
Hear my ice there rattling around. All right.
Yep. So
What you got for us today?
today we're going to be talking about Joey Badass, but more specifically Joey Badass, but more broad, New York rappers. And then the New York rapper scene in comparison to how it was in the old days to now. And has it changed? And in what degree do we think it's changed?
Okay.
So, like I said, the thing that sparked this conversation, or the idea for this conversation for me, was listening to Joey Badass again. I put Before the Money down for a minute
Okay.
since it's been released, just because listening to the other music or the reviews, which you can see or read on thesonicbreakdown.com. Shameless plug, but
Go get it.
and then after our last podcast, I was thinking about it, and you brought it up too as well, saying that Joey's the truth.
He is.
Because I read or not read, but I listened to and watched the swear interview where Joey Badass did the Five Fingers of Death, which was
Ooh, he did six fingers.
yeah, that's
He kept
real,
on
yeah,
going.
because he kept on going. That's
Man, respect to Joey. He killed that interview. He killed that just the freestyle, just everything that he brought out, the presence to let people know he's here. He's really here. He's putting his foot down, and he's not letting sucker MCs take him off that pedestal. And he's doing good.
I definitely agree. That really sparked I was like, I gotta go listen to that album again. And it's not that there was never a point where I was like, oh, that's not a good album, or I shouldn't re-listen to it. It's just, sometimes you just forget how good something is until you listening to it again. Like when I first got the album, I said it. If you read the review that's on thesonicbreakdown.com, on the breakdown page, that was it was a very good album. It's a great album, especially for a debut album.
And that's how you get inspired to listen to the music. I always myself, how I do my research is I either read the review first, of course, and then go straight to a interview.
Yeah.
And then that gives me the spark, the motivation, the creative, just everything just bubbling in the head to go listen to the album. And track for track, you kind of dissect from what you just read on a review,
Exactly,
like what you do, and also from an interview, because that's where everything comes to life.
Exactly, it gives you another perspective on it as well.
Definitely, man. And he's doing his thing, and he's not compromising his brand. He's up there.
Yeah,
he's up there. He's on the same pedestal as the OGs and everybody as far as we consider as heavyweights.
That's true. Strong following.
Yeah, strong following, man, and loyal.
And doing all of this the independent route.
Oh, yeah, let's not forget about that. That's independent too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's getting nice checks because he's taking a good percentage of that profit home instead of giving it to a label.
Yeah,
was a tremendously smart thing for him to do, for him to see that, to have that foresight to see that he can make money off himself instead of having somebody else make money off of him.
And much respect to him because he's at a young age. I don't want to put that as just like as a factor, but it is what it is. He's actually the brains of his own operation.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it in many interviews. He's the brain of his own operations. Things don't move if he doesn't say it doesn't move. Like he gives the call, he calls the shots, and I respect that because that's very, very hard to do.
Yes.
And on top of that, he's taking care of himself. He has a crew. He has a brand.
And his family.
And he's got everything else in life as well.
Yeah, just normal life.
Oh,
The other thing I do respect about piggybacking off of what you said was, not only is he doing all of that himself, he is his own man. He's making his own decisions. Is for him to do that again, I'm not trying to handicap him by saying him doing this at a young age, but to have again that foresight, because he could have got quick money, a lot of money quickly if he signed to a record label.
Yeah, he could have done a dance move or a dance video or a dance song.
Exactly, and made
he's
millions. You know what I'm saying?
He's doing the nay or whatever it may be.
Versus having the foresight and the longevity of seeing or wanting to have the longevity of saying, I'm gonna do this the right way. I'm gonna build my fan base up by hard work, dedication, and doing shows and just being a dope MC.
Yeah, he's got a purpose.
Picking right productions and just grinding. And then taking that grind and building it and building it and building it to a point that now it's at a point where it's sustainable, that he can steadily increase his equity, but by still staying true to himself. He doesn't have to sell out, which is smart. And we've seen it done successfully with other artists, just like was in a previous podcast, Macklemore.
Mac Miller,
to somewhat of an extent, Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So him to see that and to be able to, the list goes on. But him to do that, having that patience shows maturity to me, and that is one of the first things that I picked up on when I listened to him. My introduction to Joey was Waves.
Okay.
When I heard that track, I instantly, I remember vividly where I was. I was in my own apartment in Atlanta, and I was like, whoa, run that back. I had to listen to it one more time just because the production sounded so old school, not even 90s hip hop, like the soul of the 80s with Rakim killing it. You know what I'm saying? Pete Rock's production, that type of feel, like you said, because me and Will were talking about this earlier in preparation for the podcast, and that was one thing that you said, and I thought about it too, and I was like, yeah, that definitely was the thoughts that was going through my head when I heard Waves. I was like, the other thing that went through my head was the fact that he's playing off the simile or the metaphor of waves in multiple aspects throughout the song, of waves in time, waves here, waves, and just waves of repercussions of your actions. That hit me on all three levels. In high school, me and Kevin trying to out battle each other with the waves with the hair. That was the thing. That was the thing. Me, Kevin, Dejan,
homies, man. Shout out to all the homies.
Yeah, man. All the homies, at I ain't gonna mention the high school, but at the high school, y'all know who you are. Get it in.
I was the only non-black dude keeping up with y'all, but yeah, I couldn't get the waves, but I had my list of ladies though.
Exactly. So that's where it hit me when he said that. Like back in the waves, I don't have waves now. I'm curls now because I'm on my grown man. But when I had waves, that hit me on that level. Plus the beat and the vibe of the song has a summer feel.
Yeah.
Like it has that summer feel, like of being in shorts, being outside, having fun. And at that time, when I was a kid, in high school, I was rocking the waves.
It makes you want to go to New York right away.
Exactly, it makes you. It just makes you
right away.
Because you can feel the atmosphere. You can feel the New York humidity in the song, the waves of the heat, because the song called Waves, the heat waves, like that. That's what. And for him to tackle just that one concept in so many aspects in just a couple of verses, again at that point, and early, this is not even really considered his first album, you know what I'm saying? For him to do that, to me, was pretty outstanding. To have that lyrical structure, to again pick that production, and everything just seemed to fit right. And for him, like I said, for him to do that at such an early stage and at such a young stage shows to me the maturity and the growth. And at that point, I even said it. I was talking to Griselda at the time because she also told me about him as well. And that's that. I said, she was like, "What'd you think about him?" I was like, "He's the truth."
Yeah,
I was like, if he does anything, if he continues to do this, he's gonna be just fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to go to Rockefeller. He does not need to sign. He just do you, Joey, do you. And I felt that way from that song, and it hasn't stopped since this point. Continue to
shout
do
out
you.
to him for putting the right people in his. He just kind of fell into the place of the right people
Yeah.
in the right time, and he's keeping the right people, the right hard-working people in his circle. And it could be, just let's just say with the production. The production, you got Static Selector, somebody I look up to off the top, man. A beast, hard-working dude. If you follow through his music, his catalog, the dude has a catalog. Don't play yourself. If you're not listening, if you don't have one album
Exactly, you're
from
slipping.
from Static Selector, he's like a premier. So if you don't know about Static Selector, get on that real quick. But again, he has Static Selector on his side. He has the Roots on his side. He has DJ Premier. Now,
Exactly.
It kind of takes me back to a time where Nas was young, his first album, but he got some way somehow he got studio play from the right people. So he had the right same caliber of producers in his circle. He had Premier, he had Large Professor, Q-Tip, Pete Rock. I mean,
the legend,
Grand
the legendary.
Wizard, all these all this just prestigious people in the circle, and it just kind of brings it back full circle to what Joey's doing, and I really love it. And I said this before. There's only right now in my heart. There's two albums that that just caught my my eye and brought me back to music. Because for a minute, I'm not gonna lie, I've been MIA from music.
Hey, Will was in the graveyard. He was in the music graveyard for a minute.
I can't let myself get old, so I had to come back to it, man. So I listened to Joey Badass's Before the Money. Is the first actually album that I actually listened to. Then I went through his whole catalog. So I've gone backwards, and I have his whole catalog. So don't try to play me.
Hey, y'all need to check. If you haven't heard his back catalog, 99 to Infinity, and Summer Nights.
Yep.
And of course, Before the Money. Get those three.
1999, Summer Nights, classics. But just to make my point here, he definitely, listening to his album brought me back to the passion of music. I was like, yes, there's actually a purpose out there. There's people out there that really are making music for a reason, and they're doing it right. They're doing it how I like it, and it's gonna show in itself. And it does show in itself because he has a crazy following.
Crazy following.
He's getting mad love. He's all over the place. Blah blah blah. By now you should be checking it out. And that's what I love. So it's between him and J. Cole right now that actually brought me back to the music, and I just wanted to say that because if you haven't heard his catalog, if you haven't heard his last album Before the Money, please go get it.
Definitely need to get it.
It's one of those albums, and we can go back in time through all the classic albums, all the 5 mics, whatever it may be. It's an album that you can listen to from the first track to the last track, even through the little small skits that there are.
That's right.
I mean, that's what in my eyes. That's a classic.
Yeah.
And if you haven't listened to it, definitely go do it, man. So I definitely want to add that is that his album, Joey Badass, brought me back to life, man. Let's just say that.
Man.
I'm back.
And
I feel young again.
He has it's about the soul. He has the soul that's what when you think about real songs that when people 30, 50, 60 years from now, when they listen to it, they go, what do they say? It's I can feel the soul in those strong old school R&B songs, the Motown, the Michael Jacksons we love, the Luther Vandross we love, Prince's. The list can go on and on. The thing that it always focuses on or narrows down to is the soul. You can feel the soul of the song. Like it captures, there's something that it captures inside of you. That's what you can get from. And I'm not trying to overblow him up or anything like that, but like he said, J. Cole, Joey Badass, for me, Kendrick Lamar as well. Those artists like those capture things that's what makes it a classic. That's what makes those albums classics. Yeah. The feeling that you got from when you first listened to Nas, it was Ren, or first listened to Nas, Illmatic, or I Am, or Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt. When you first hear those, and you're like, something's happening. You can feel that this is great. That's what
we're in the middle of something.
This is the beginning of it.
Yeah.
And so, I'm just so happy that this new generation of artists, like the ones we've named, even more are continuing to grow and to show that hip hop isn't dead. It is gonna last, and that we have real people that are talking about real shit. That's the other aspect of it. It's not just the production. It's not just how you flow over a beat. Like, you have to have some content behind it. You have to put thinking behind it. Really work on your craft, focusing on the structure of the lyrics. Like, we listen to. I'm gonna give a shout out to another podcast that I think people should check out as well. Is Sound Exploder. We listen to about Joey Badass and Kurt Knight talking about how they developed or how they made Hazelview.
The making of it, yeah.
And the way that they break that down, I don't think a lot of young artists are really thinking about song structures in that manner.
They're not. But
and if you're not, that's why you're not getting the following that you're getting.
Yeah.
That's why you're not getting the love you're getting. That's why people were not going to rock with you 50 years from now. They're not going to remember you.
At the end of the day, be true to yourself. Be true to what you want to do.
Exactly.
And the truth prevails.
And put some thought behind it. Yeah. You can't just be like, oh, that's great. Let me just put it out. No, put some thought behind it, and then people will respect that. People can feel hard work. People can feel hard work in any profession. People can see that a hard worker without them seeing them put in the work. Take it to basketball. We know Steph Curry put the work in the gym because his shot's so wet. LeBron, we see the improvement. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see it in every aspect. Peyton Manning that just retired. We saw him put in work every year. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't see him actually on the practice field putting it in work, but we saw it when he was on Sundays. So, like, when you really put in that work, people will see it. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to everybody that's really putting in that work. You know what I mean? Joey is one of them.
Salute to all of you. Yeah. Who else do you have on that list for today?
So we talked about Joey.
Let's just talk about Joey today?
Nah. We talked about Joey. I also want to talk about Flatbush Zombie.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real. Their last album, 3001, The Odyssey, that was the last album or the first album that I've heard from them. I've heard not little singles, but singles here and there, parts of their mixtapes here and there, but I've never listened to the complete album.
They're in the circle.
Exactly. And that's another reason why this topic of New York rappers I felt was needed, is because I felt people were saying like New York's kind of dead, especially when Kendrick dropped that Control verse saying, you know.
Yeah, and then a lot of people, and especially a lot of New York rappers,
got all upset.
And new, actually flipped it and got on it and tried to do a response. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Everybody took it. A lot of people took that track to heart. He was just spitting.
That's what I felt.
Let the dude spit. Now.
But it's like in anything. Like,
he wasn't dissing nobody.
Lil Wayne said he was the best rapper alive.
Yeah.
So, but if you're saying you're the best rapper alive, that means you're better than every other rapper, which means New York rappers included.
That's the mentality
that you should have.
That's the mentality that you should have in hip hop, because it's a battle sport. It's just like sports. It's a sport. It's a battle sport. You're going head to head with people all around you, and you got to be in that mentality. You got to be thinking that you're the best, because if not, you're gonna fail.
Yeah, like
you're gonna collapse.
You have to have confidence, but you also have to put in the work.
What you gonna do? Poetry all your life after that?
But like I said, another group that I wanted, like I said, Flatbush Zombie. They had 3001 and Lace Odyssey is the name of the album that just came out about 3 weeks ago. I checked it out. I like the album. I like it's darker than I guess I was expecting, just based on the title and just based on some of the other singles and mixtapes that I've heard from them. It just, not necessarily their content was dark, but the production, it was very heavy. It wasn't as light. So that's another group that I think, if you haven't heard, you should check out. As well as,
what you got to say?
People have an issue, and the whole Joey Badass Troy Ave beef.
Well,
what is your feelings on Troy Ave?
Well, I was gonna transition into that by saying I'm a quote. So still being on the, what's it called? The Flatbush
Zombies.
Flatbush Zombies. So going from Flatbush Zombies To anybody else out there, I'm gonna quote Troy Ave because he calls people weirdos. He just says weirdos. Go check out Troy Ave's interviews. He calls people weirdos. He across the map though. It's not just in his own area, territory, whatever it may be. Across the map, he calls people weirdos that are quote unquote hippie rappers or the new wave of whatever rapper of the new age. But if you want to go ahead and just transition into Troy Ave, I was rocking with him for a little bit because I actually.
Me too.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think he has some talent.
I bought his last album or slash mixtape.
Okay.
Yeah, people still buy stuff, so yeah, I bought it. It's what was it called? I think it's New York City.
Yeah.
New York City. I bought that because I wanted to see what this kid was about because he was getting boosted and talked about in interviews, so I just want to check it out. The album was nice. He said before I even checked his album, he was talking about I'm bringing back the old New York sound. I'm about the New York sound. I'm not about dick riding the South and twisting your hands, doing the that old school
Superman
turn up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
are you?
And that's what he hangs his hat on. But now, fast forward until today, there's beef between him and Joey Badass. That's where that's where I dropped the line, and I can't rock with him because of the things that he's trying to do right now. I see through it. To
me, it's just a publicity stunt.
Yeah, he's getting his shine on. Yes, Rick Ross and whoever.
Yeah, they
T.I.,
picking
everybody, Yo Gotti, whatever. Everybody that's on the bigger pedestal is, shaking his hand, liking what he's doing,
throwing him on
whatever
mixtapes,
it
songs,
may be.
singles. Yeah.
He's getting that love. He's up there, right? He's getting play on the radio. Let's just say he's a local dude in New York getting play on the radio from from all across the nation. Now he's throwing shots at Joey Badass, and he's throwing shots at Joey Badass's homie that passed away.
Yeah, he's crossing the line.
Blah, 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 blah. He's crossing the line. I can't rock with him on that because now I see through him.
Yeah.
It's a publicity stunt, whatever you want to call it. It's a shot to stay popular.
Yeah, it's a money grab.
Now he's all about, I'm about the money. I'm about the beezies. I'm about the bitches. I'm about the clubs. I got chains on. I got the money. Blah blah blah. At the end of the day, though, skills prevail.
That's true. That's real, and
At the end of the day, skills prevail, and I'm going with Joey Badass. Not because I, like his style of music. I'm just saying, if you're gonna go at somebody, go at it correctly.
Yeah.
And Joey Badass is winning without even responding too much. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
He's being the grown man about this, not responding too much, but he did what he did on the freestyles.
And he killed it.
Yes. So go ahead and check out that freestyle he did with Sway. Shout out to Sway, man, one of the people that I look up to. But at the same time, Sway was dead wrong by provoking it and putting on this whole battle thing between him and Troy Ave. But go ahead, say what you got to say about that. But I'm not rocking with it. I hate it.
I mean, I hate it because I wouldn't mind it if they kept it to quote unquote the professional, the standards that you have in hip hop.
The usual back and forth.
Yeah, the usual back and forth about skills, about rapping, about I'm better than you, what yada yada yada. Yeah, you do take some personal shots, but there's a line that you cross. You don't talk about mamas.
You don't talk about my mama.
You don't talk about mamas. You try to keep baby mamas out of it, and you keep kids out of it, of course. And dead homies. Like that's you have a pretty wide range of topics to cover outside of those things I just mentioned. So for him to do that, I kind of lost some respect. It's like dude, like that's too much for me. So that's where he lost me on that. I do think he has some skills. I do think he is getting lost, kind of lost in the game. Like the game is kind of overwhelming him and taking him over, where other artists, even ones that some people would say are mainstream, like A$AP Rocky, I don't feel like A$AP Rocky is mainstream. I feel like A$AP Rocky is doing him. It just happens to fit in mainstream. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like he's always been about fashion. like from day one, as far as I've known, and that's even before.
Well, he to just
He was a model, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's doing that now,
Yeah.
and he's all about the fashion now. Blah blah blah. But to go back to Troy Ave is taking that dope boy route, or that corner dude rap route, or the thug route, the dude that's always in the club.
The stereotypical rapper.
Yeah, man. That's the route he's taking, and he's showing that he's proud of that. He's flashing it. Check his IG out. That's the route he's taking, and that's his position on bringing back New York, or being real. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm just not buying it though. That's my thing, is I'm not buying it. Like
the whole New
Jadakiss,
yeah.
I'm believing it.
Yeah.
Styles P, I'm believing it.
Uh-huh.
Fabulous, I'm believing it.
Uh-huh.
Troy Ave, I'm just not buying it. I'm not trying to discredit him or saying that what he's talking about isn't his life.
Yeah.
I just don't feel it. Like I feel like it's an actor. Like, not a good actor, because to me a good actor is somebody that portrays a role and you forget that they're playing a role.
And in this game, it makes us weirdos. It makes us nerds.
Exactly.
It makes us outcasters.
So.
Because we're not feeling it.
Exactly. So we're not feeling it. But I mean.
Because I'm not dropping bands on strippers right now.
Yeah. So I guess I'm a weirdo, and that's fine with me. And so that's
just the world we're in right now.
Yeah, that's just the world I'm in. That's the space I'm in, and that's fine. And I can understand the people that do like him. And I'm not telling you shouldn't like him.
Yeah.
But it's just not for me.
That's just the point we're making.
So, like I said, those are the New York rappers that I would say that remind me most of, that are really bringing, to me, in my eyes, bringing back New York rap. Joey, A$AP Rocky.
Who else is out there?
And Flatbush Zombie. Flatbush Zombie to me is giving you a different demographic that you normally would see, kind of like if you're gonna compare, let's say, Nas to a Tribe Called Quest. It's kind of like that. Like, they're both very New York sounds. Like, you can't escape it, but they have way different feels. And that's how I would compare that with Flatbush Zombie, A$AP Rocky, and Joey Badass. They all are very New York, but different.
Mob.
Yeah, the whole A$AP mob, not just Pro Era with Joey, and then Flatbush Zombie, which is a group in itself.
Yeah. Let's not forget about Action Bronson.
Oh, and Action Bronson. I did forget about him.
Doing his thing. I like him.
I like him too,
have.
But
his last album, kind of disappointed.
Yeah, that I was gonna say that. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Is I was like, the last album wasn't Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah,
it wasn't. It didn't hit as.
It wasn't the title.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't. It didn't meet expectations. It didn't meet expectations. It didn't. It didn't surpass.
Because if you go back into his catalog,
exactly, that's not.
He's ripping it.
Yeah.
You never know. Some people just take that like A$AP did. He took his artistic route. He did his thing, what he wanted to do truly from his heart. Who knows? Who knows what people do when they get that major deal, they get that check, they got managers, they got stuff to oblige by. Who knows? But
the only problem, I won't even say it's a problem that I have, or the only question I have when it comes to Action Bronson is, would I really still like him as much if he didn't sound like Raekwon?
You talking about Ghostface?
I mean Ghostface, rather.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, not Raekwon. Ghostface.
Yeah, the elephant in the room is always about him sounding like Ghostface.
Because I love
I
love Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
I love
It's
like
the
the purple tape, the red tape. That was like
purple tape, yeah.
That was like my I was listening to that every single day for like I can't even tell you how long.
Uh-huh.
Like I was listening to it literally. Like I wore that tape out so much, I broke it. I broke the tape, the literal tape, the broke off. It stopped playing. One day I was playing it, got to it one track, it said that's all you heard. So
it has a resemblance to
I won't say he sounds exactly like Ghostface, but there are tracks and there are parts on songs where I'm like, is that Ghostface?
Yeah, who's that?
Is that
when you don't put the face to the voice?
Yeah,
you kind of go into your own thought process. But
But
I don't think so because I'm a fan of.
I still think
I'm a fan of both. And
I still
know
think he has content.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still think his rhyme schemes. He's a clever guy, and you should check out his YouTube page. He has this show that he does about cooking.
Yeah. He gets it in.
Yeah, so he gets it in. He's a funny guy. He's an interesting character. So I think you should check him out.
If you don't know his story, before rapping, he was a chef.
Yeah,
he was all in the culinary arts. He got injured, and then he just, from there, he had some time on his hands, and he just went into the rap career. So he just followed his heart with that, because he was a big fan of hip hop. And
so it's never too late to try to go for your dreams.
So you can go from UPS to rapping or whatever you do, but just make sure you do it right. Right?
Yeah, that's right. That's what we're trying to do here with the Stay Woke podcast. So that pretty much wraps up what I have to say about the New York rap scene.
Okay.
You got anything else you want to add about that?
No, man. I think
but actually, there's one more. I do want to make one more thing. Is I do think that we should give the old school cast, shouts out. Name your top 5 underrated.
Oh man.
New York rappers, old school and new school.
Put me on the spot. Maybe not.
It doesn't have to be in order.
Maybe not in this order.
Yeah, it doesn't. So no order.
If you take me back to my childhood,
and
it's funny that you actually say that because I actually on my wall, back when I was in high school, I actually made a top 20 list.
For it?
I made a top 20 list of male MCs and female MCs.
Dang, see,
that's how much I'm a rap nerd, man.
That's that real right there. That's that old school bringing in knowledge. Like,
all right, so if you have a different list, go ahead and do your different list. But my number one off top, and I think everybody who follows me and who knows me, my number one is Big Pun. Big Pun is the dude that forever will have changed my life. And big ups to his son, Chris Rivers.
Yeah, check him out if you haven't.
We didn't mention.
I forgot
Chris
about
Rivers,
that.
but Chris Rivers is doing his thing.
Underrated, highly underrated. I think, in my opinion, at least on this coast.
Yeah,
on the New York scene, he's big.
He's
but
deadly.
But if you haven't checked him out, check him out. You need to.
Yeah, that's Big Pun's son. Don't compare him to his son. I mean, to Big Pun. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, you can't compare to a legend.
Let him be in his own lane. Yeah. Let him shine as his own man. But definitely, that's Big Pun's son.
He has skills.
Look him up, Chris Rivers. So my top 5 would be Big Pun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge Cannabis fan. So shout out to Cannabis.
I used to be the Four Horsemen. That was a good.
Yeah. So I would say Big Pun, Cannabis. We're talking about NY, East Coast.
Only NY.
Okay, only NY.
Only NY.
Oh man, that's tough.
That makes it harder. Not counting Philly.
Okay. So Big Pun, Cannabis, Nas.
Them 2 spots. Them 2
spots, man. You're looking at my fingers like they're twitching.
2 spots. It's hard. Because somebody's going to get left out that you want to put in. Somebody has to get left out.
East Coast, man.
Because I can see Will's brain working. I can see it going and saying, I can't leave him out. But then if I leave him out, I can't leave him out either. Can I get 3? Can I get 4?
Mos Def. Mos Def.
Mos Def is
a big part of my life.
Beast. Beast.
Who's that last one?
His flow is amazing.
Who's that last spot? Who's part of my life a lot, man? Greatest of all time.
I already know mine. So I got it.
Damn it. I don't want to default to Jay-Z. I mean, because Jay-Z's big.
You could put him in there.
Anybody?
Nobody
else?
gonna kill you if you do.
Into my catalog, man. You know what? No, my 5 will be Guru.
Ooh.
Guru of Gangstar.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to just,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace. I'm just trying to think about what hip hop in my life, my era.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna say that I've been a fan of hip hop since the '80s or whatever. Not because I would have to backtrack into all that.
Hmm.
But when it came to me, times where I found myself in hip hop
Yeah.
in that culture, I would say that would be the top five right there, man.
Okay, that's a good list though.
KRS-One though, out of all the old school,
Yes.
it will be that pivotal five, man. But I'll say again, let me go back to it. Big Pun,
Hmm.
uh,
Puerto Rican King,
yeah, Cannabis, Nas,
Freestyle King, Cannabis.
yeah.
Nas is just a beast.
Who else did I say?
Lyrical King.
Mos Def,
Flow amazing.
and then Guru from Gangstar. Rest in peace, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
and rest in peace, Fife Dog, because we're in that time right
Yeah,
now.
that's
Rest in
right.
peace, Fife Dog. And Q-Tip, and just a
Tribe,
Tribe Called
man.
Quest in general. But I just wanted to say that for sure. We lost a real legend in the hip hop game. Whether if you didn't really kind of felt it or not, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll catch
Fife
up
will
to
be
you.
missed.
It'll
He
catch
will
up
be
to
missed.
because him as a character, him as a lyricist, him as a vital point of hip hop history, man, big
Yeah.
ups.
Definitely. I have to second that. Big ups to Fife. My heart goes out to his family.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the fact that he touched so many people's lives the way he did through the music. I only can say my condolences to his family. Dang.
What's your list?
That was real, yeah.
What's your list?
My list would be, again, no order, no particular order, but Nas was so instrumental in my life. Illmatic,
Ooh.
it was written, I Am, those three albums in particular, like really, like epitomized my love for hip hop and the love that I continue to have for hip hop. If it wasn't for Nas and those three albums, I don't think I would love hip hop as much as I do. I don't think I would understand lyrics to the level that I think I do.
Man, that's real.
So I gotta give Nas that spot. That wasn't even really, I didn't have to think about that one. I'm gonna go bring it back somewhat. I won't say crazy much, but Rakim. As a result of Nas, I had when I lived in Boston, I had this crazy pseudo cousin, Steve, who introduced me to Wu-Tang, Nas, and Rakim.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm forever indebted to him for that because he cultivated my passion for hip hop. And so that's how I started with Nas, and then I went to Rakim, and my eyes lyrically have never been the same since then. I've heard hip hop before those albums, of course, but when I heard Nas and Rakim, I was like, okay, so that's what lyrics are. That's how you're supposed to. That's how you're supposed to lyrically structure shit. That's how you're supposed to make similes. That's how you're supposed to get the next line to match the first line, to go back to the third line, that then goes back to the eighth line, but all ties back into the chorus. That is when I learned that. So
Mathematics.
Nas, Rakim, Ghostface.
Okay.
Because that Purple Tape, All I Need with Mary J. I mean, not All I Need, but I can't think of the name of the song because that's Method Man. But Mary J did a song with Ghostface Killer.
Uh-huh.
It's on the Purple Tape. I can't remember the name of the song off the top of my head. But if somebody played that song right now, I can rap the whole song with it. Like that song, at that point in my life, I just felt it. It connected with me emotionally. So Nas, Rakim, Ghostface. Now it's getting tricky. Fabulous. I'm gonna have to do Fab. Because that was my hood. I just felt it. and just Fab had that swag that was like, all right, I'm feeling it. And then Jada. I'm gonna put Jada in there just because of how underrated I feel he is.
Yeah. See, it's hard to do a top five, man, because now that you start bringing back that time about Wu Tang and everything, now I'm thinking about, you know what, Method Man was a big part of my life.
Method Man would be like 7 if I had
DMX.
And oh my
Come on,
god,
man.
I forgot about DMX.
Come on, 1998 was real.
Oh,
1998 was a good time, man.
Yeah, I gotta take I gotta take somebody out because
Now you gotta sacrifice people.
Cause DMX
It's like your old school T-Mobile plan. You
yeah,
gotta take somebody out.
or MySpace top 8.
Who's your top 8, man? Oh shit, family members are gonna be mad.
Exactly, somebody gonna be mad because I for DMX got me. DMX, man, underrated storyteller, Oh my gosh, underrated storyteller with character and pizzazz. Just think about the Damon songs. Introducing characters, like literal characters.
Boom, ATF.
ATF.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, that's my 5. I'm gonna leave it at what I said it was.
Go ahead, man.
Nas, Rakim.
It was good to reminisce.
Nas, Rakim, Jada,
Everybody
Fabulous.
who's listening right now, just go ahead and drop your top 5, because we always like to just reminisce sometime and really this is how we connect in this hip hop culture, man. And so definitely drop your inside the comments your top 5, dead or alive, man.
Yeah. Name your top 5, or tell us why you thought our top 5 was off, wrong, who we should have took out, who we should have added in. Just give us some feedback. Let us know. Again, I know we've been talking a lot about these New York rappers, so the Cali fans might be a little upset. It's all right. We'll get to Cali soon.
That's another topic, another show.
You know what I'm saying? So come back and rock with us. Again, we want to say thank you for checking with us, listening to us again for another Stay Woke podcast. We appreciate you listening to it, and check with us again coming soon. Check out the Sonic Breakdown for the reviews, as well as the song reviews. Also check Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We always putting stuff up every day. So again, rock with us, check with us, and live, love, and above all, listen to some great fucking music. So peace.
Yo, bitch.